and I'm a good singer. That has nothing to do with being a musician, does it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you must tell.
It might do.
You must tell me that. I mean, it's such a profound statement. I don't think I can.
Well, it doesn't have to be that one-sided, does it?
Well.
Aren't you going to contribute?
A little bit, yes. I'm worming away by expensive satellite. Now,
okay.
Well, all right. Now, you've also said that you need to astound people. You don't want to come back just as an ordinary person doing an ordinary gig at the Odeon Hammersmith or wherever it is. Do you have any idea at this stage, apart from just getting out on the stage, how you shall astound us? Or does it actually come to you in the middle of the night before?
I shall probably be a lot fatter than I've been. That'll be my... No, I haven't any thoughts about that at all. The impact of the show has to be the astounding thing, not the dressing of it, you know. Yeah. Dressing of a show is just a dressing. It's a sort of a perfunctory kind of thing. But the content has to astound. I mean, you can dress a show with $1 trillion or £1 trillion worth of goodies, but if the show is not substantial, there will be no impact.
In your memory, what is the best thing you've done on any stage anywhere that still lives with you, that you use as a measuring stick? That's
very hard. One of the most exciting things I did was work with old Lindsay Kemp, back in where would it be? I can't remember which theatre we did it in, but years ago. It was a combined sort of mixed media show. That was very good.
And it didn't have to be a big, glossy, exciting thing. I mean, it was a small, but something important to you.
Well, yes, yes.
Right. Now, you've just finished making the film called The Man Who Came to Earth.
Fell to Earth.
Fell to Earth, I beg your pardon. One of the it's not an easy film to explain to people who haven't seen it, and it's not yet finished, is it?
It's finished in visual. It's not finished in sound. I've got to record the sound. We've written a lot of it. I tell you, all I can tell you is it's a love story more than anything else. It's very, very sad, very romantic. It brought a lump to my throat watching it. And it's been a gas working on it. Yeah.
How much of a new... how easily did you take to the discipline of filmmaking, which is, as we all know, a hard...
Oh, quite easily. I'm a very disciplined person, you know. It was exciting for me to work with other people who are as disciplined as I am.
Are you being absolutely accurate and honest when you say you're a disciplined person?
Oh, yes.
You impose a discipline on your own music writing, on your own work, do you? I mean, you don't just get up when you know what I'm saying to you. A lot of people in your position have a kind of reputation.
A discipline doesn't mean that you make sure that you have breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning and you are out of the house by 8:30. Discipline is that if you conceive something, then you decide whether or not it's worth following through, and if it's worth following through, then you follow it through to its logical conclusion.
Good.
And do it with to the best of your ability. That's the discipline. Yes?
I applaud that answer.
Whether there are areas in it that are not to one's liking, you have to go right the way through it and do it, and that's what I do.
And more importantly, not to other people's liking. I mean, there are often things that if you decide to do as a major star, you're gonna get people worked up about.
Yes.
Because you don't appear at the right place at the right time, or imagination is drying up and you need something else to refuel it.
It's because I thoroughly enjoy looking at myself and looking at the environment that I'm in at any time with the eyes of someone who's not involved in any particular line of the arts. So it comes out as a sort of eclectic manifestation, you know. I'm still a fan of everything. Fan of films, fan of records, fan of rock bands, and fan of yours.
Well, most kind
I am
of
a fan of yours.
Are you really?
Fan of yours.
Well, let's get back to eclectic manifestations. Now, the film, we're going to look at a bit of it, and then we'll talk a bit more about it. Here you are, having fallen to Earth, and as you're adjusting to the Earth's atmosphere, you gain the attention of a young lady in your hotel room.
Listen, I must say, just before you put that on, it's assumed that I'm an alien from out of space. It's not necessarily true.
All right, fine, we'll come back to that.
And then, when I was 15, I worked in this pharmacy in a hospital, delivering medicines to all the floors. It was a real responsible job. Boy, you're really hooked on water, aren't you? One of these days, you ought to try one of these. Am I talking too much? Maybe I ought to go. Oh, Lord, it's after 3. I guess you're tired. Well, I'll just finish this up and then... And then, I think I'll have another one. You know,